Sweet Tea is trying her best to be the bigger person. And Toya, really throwing a baby shower for that ugly ass Hermes bag. Y'all, let's get into some of this married to medicine bullshit. What's tea? Petty Bunch. Welcome back to another episode of Girl. 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 Can we gossip with the petty one? Well, want to welcome you guys. Before we get into episode 8 of Married to Medicine, I want to thank my 148 subscribers. I cannot tell you guys how excited I am that you all have decided to join the Petty Bunch family and to just go on this ride on the road to 200 subscribers. Listen, I'm taking these subscribers 100 at a time. So we are on the road to 200. Want to thank you guys continuously for just holding it down with my content and just being there and pushing me out into these YouTube algorithm streets. Remember to continue to like my content. Remember to like and share my videos. It is a free way to support my channel. And with that being said, I want to be like your favorite pastor that is going to hold you long, but not long enough, because I get it. People, we got things to do. We all have lives here. So let's get into this episode 8. So I just want to talk about some key takeaways with this episode. First, I have to say, now we know that Atlanta, the Black Hollywood, the elite, the upper crust, those who consider themselves to be the upper echelon, the creme de la creme, or what have you, y'all sure are loving the labels. And that's one thing that I notice about what happens in Black Hollywood versus what happens in Hollywood. Now, when I watched this episode, I laughed my ass off to see that Toya was so excited about her purchasing her first Hermes bag that cost, it was like $33,000. And first of all, that bag was ugly. Did it have a little horse, not decal, but a little horse, uh, little situation dangling from the purse? Y'all know how sometimes purses come with little accents and things like that. Was that a little horse, little situation dangling from the bag? I don't know. I just thought that was the ugliest ass bag that I've seen. And for Toya, like, who, and remember, they always clown Toya for always having a party about a small accomplishment that she has instead of, her saving her money. And y'all know how the ladies have clowned Toya and Eugene for years about their mismanagement of their funds. Now, mind you, Toya and Eugene are good and damn grown, and they can do what they will with their finances. But let's not forget, we've seen Toya and Eugene over these years struggle with tax issues, them moving from house to house to house to house to house. And now for Toya to throw a baby shower for a 30 plus $1,000 bag. I mean, y'all, this is why I said, like, last episode I was laughing when talking about the fashions from the Med Gala versus like when you see them throwing events in Beverly Hills, like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's just as different as night and day. In Atlanta, the ladies will let you know that they are wearing Louboutin. They will let you know that they are wearing Louis Vuitton. They will let you know that they're wearing Gucci, Givenchy, all this other stuff. But notice in Hollywood and in Beverly Hills and things like that, these rich white women do not talk about the labels that they wear. They do not boast and brag about their new Hermes bag. They just show up with it. And the ladies already know, like, okay, they clock the bags. But for Toya to have a baby shower for a bag, I thought that shit, that was the, and on this good Martin Luther King Jr. Day, did Harriet and Sojourner not run? Did not run so that we could walk? And you are having a baby shower for a $30,000 bag. Like, y'all are too label obsessed and focused on just shit that these Beverly Housewives. That's how you know the difference between hood rich and rich rich. The wealthy never flaunt and talk about how much money they have. You just see it. It's unspoken. It's like we already know, we clock it. They come out with their new shit and they don't have to tell the world, because guess what? Everybody is in the same space and they know. You know what I'm saying? But here in hot Atlanta, we got to know that you paid over $30,000 for your bag, and everybody has to talk about their first Hermes bag. And, you could just tell that these shows are worlds apart, and it's just so crazy. And I just thought, for me, that just left a bad taste in my mouth, because I just really thought it was ghetto. Happy for Toya and her purchase, though. But you notice the lady shaded her when talking about it. And again, I'm not a Heavenly fan, but Heavenly was just like, yo, I'm not spending my hard earned money on no $30,000 plus bag. And I too was singing the same thing, like, if I had 30 grand, no, I definitely would not be spending it on a bag. But hey, that's Toya's money. She good and damn grown. She could do what she will with it. But the fact that you having a baby shower for the bag, I thought that was tacky. But again, Mariah did call her Tacky Toya, so we are definitely seeing some of Toya's tackiness. What else happened this episode that I thought was crazy? Simone. I want to get into Simone and how Simone is most definitely becoming, well, always been messy boots, but she really is showing her allegiance and again alliance to Heavenly. And again, I have to just call these ladies out. Why is it that you all will allow Heavenly to do and say what she wants to do and say, and then you gaslight the other ladies and make them think that they are crazy, or you try to normalize Heavenly's ratchet dirtbag behavior? Like, case in point, let's get into it. So Dr. G threw a little couples dinner where he invited Simone and Cecil out. He invited Dr. Mimi, his colleague in psychiatry, her husband Steve, Tess, and Scott also showed up at the dinner. So while at the dinner, the couples are definitely getting more acquainted. Of course, Sweet Tea is already acquainted with Mimi and Steve, she and G, because G introduced Steve and Mimi to them. So now they are slowly introducing them to the group, although Mimi and Steve got an opportunity to mix and mingle with the other castmates at the Med Gala. But here, this was a more intimate setting, so we got to learn more about Dr. Mimi. We know, again, she is a psychiatrist. She and Steve, who is a retired NFL player, met about 10, 11 years ago. They've been married for 10 years. They lived in the same apartment building, and so they said their windows were like facing each other, so that's how they got to know each other. Mimi was in her residency. Steve had just transitioned out of the NFL. I'm guessing like LL Cool J. They caught eyes for a moment, and that was that. Steve got his little Mackie Mac on, locked her down. And they have 2 kids, Savannah, Stevie, and they just celebrated their 10-year anniversary. So they're talking about their anniversary, and everybody's like, oh, that's great. And so Simone goes on to say that she and Cecil have been married for 28 years, and she's talking about how great this group of friends are and how they were the key ingredient to helping her and Cecil during that rough patch where Simone was getting ready to leave Cecil ass because he got a little too close to his best friend Tammy. Y'all remember that shit. And so Simone is like, that's why we want to invite you guys on our annual couples trip. And so Simone and Cecil revealed that they have invited all the couples to join them in Key West for a 3-day getaway. And so Simone let the cat out of the bag that Heavenly is going to co host the trip since she is a relationship expert. Now, Tess and T was looking like, again, are we in the Twilight Zone? Have we not seen Heavenly come for marriages? Simone, yours included, where she says little side shit talking about you and Cecil and all this. And she's talking about T and Dr. G, their marriage, talking about Tess and Scott and how he is an emotional abuser, talking about he may have cheated on her, and talking about Dr. G pretty much calling him a creep, and talking about T's infertility, and just attacking their marriage at every chance that she can get. So please explain to me how you're going to sit here with your Bugs Bunny mouth and say these things to gaslight these women. Now, I just find it just disgusting, and I just find it vile, and I just find it like, it's like, okay, you getting in the mud, you becoming as dirty as Heavenly is becoming. So, they're looking at Simone and they're like, and Tess was pretty much joking, but not joking, saying like, yo, we're going to break Dr. Mimi once she gets into the thick of meeting these ladies. You can try to pump this friend group up and say that we are, that they help save your marriage and that they're good people and they have good intentions. Tess pretty much was trying to fair warn Mimi about whatever. So also during the dinner, we found out that T is coming into her own expert era. So she is now branding herself as an age gap relationship expert. She is coaching women in her age bracket on how to reel in the big, older, more established fish. Now, she's making a disclaimer like, hey, this is not sugar baby, sugar daddy type stuff. I'm talking about younger women who want to be with more established men. So we saw that T was, mentoring these women, holding these coaching sessions, and she's getting ready. She's planning a mixer, for an age gap mixer for her younger ladies, older men. So she was saying that all of the ladies besides Heavenly are invited because she wants good vibes. And she said Heavenly doesn't support my relationship. So why, so that's why she's not invited, because Simone is at, Simone, who all gonna be there? Pretty much it's letting them know that all the ladies are invited. Heavenly's not invited. Listen, she does not support my relationship. She has never supported my relationship. She's always put my relationship on blast. No. So then we see T is in the midst of throwing her age gap speed dating event, which was cute. The room setup was really nice. It was intimate. It was giving you I'm in the mood for love, those type of vibes, just with the soft pinks and, the lights and things like that. So it was just like real grown and sexy. So Toya shows up, Tess shows up, Dr. Mimi shows up, and so they're talking about the event. Phaedra shows up because Phaedra's like, honey, I'm trying to bag me a young man. I'm not trying to get married again. I'm just trying to have a good time. So T explains the rules of the speed dating. She's like, the ladies and the gentlemen will have 3 minutes to converse. Contessa is going to keep time. When the 3 minutes is up, the men will slide down to the next seat. So they're talking, they're excited, and they're wishing her well. Like, T, this is going to be a great event. It looks great. You look great. So the young ladies come in and they sit down, and so Dr. G arrives, and so T reveals like, yeah, so these men are men that Gregory knows. So Phaedra's looking like, So everybody knows that Dr. G and Faye were good friends. Now, Phaedra let it be known that no, we didn't do all this and all that. But I'm quite sure Phaedra probably has been around some of these men if they are Dr. G's friends. So the ladies come in, they look cute, whatever, they're sitting down, getting ready. And so the doors open up, the men come in. So The mixer is getting, they're getting ready to get into the swing of things. Then Simone arrives. And so Simone, hey T, hey, greeting everybody. And then a couple seconds later, who comes behind her? Heavenly. Now, if this isn't some messy shit, I don't know what is. Simone, you were dead ass wrong. And now I'm thinking back to episode 1 where I was like, well, damn, Cecil maybe should have called, well, not called, maybe should have told Simone, hey, I invited Quad to our Whitnick event. And so I'm like, Simone, how dare you, when T told you that she did not want Heavenly there because Heavenly has been the biggest hater when it comes to her marriage with Dr. G. So you inviting this woman in because why? Because why? You know that she's gonna come in starting some shit and trying to put her negative energy into what is looking like a fun, positive matchmaking event. So Heavenly comes in, and so she kisses Phaedra, and she's, hey everybody, and so it's just like so fake, and so Contessa sees her, and so they make a little comment, and Contessa's like, oh yeah, I'm doing good, and so is my mama, and I'm so happy that Contessa said that shit to make Heavenly look real stupid. So T comes up and she's hugging Simone, and she's like, what is she doing here? And Simone's like, well, listen, I'm just, I really want y'all to talk. Now, what if Cecil would have done the same thing with Quad when you were still feeling a certain kind of way with Quad? Y'all know has that, Simone got that attitude where she can go from 0 to 1,000.
Y'all remember Simone had the unmitigated gall to yell at Quad for not wanting to have babies with Dr. G, who was then 48 years old. Just nasty, crazy work for her to be lecturing another woman about why she won't have kids with her husband who wanted kids. Clearly, there was something going on in the marriage. Then let's not forget the couple's trip where she went off on Cecil because he spent their money without asking her, and it was just a whole ass situation. But again, this was a trip and a game that Heavenly had set up to get them to argue.
We've seen her and Quad on the outs. We've seen them argue. We've seen Simone get mad and go off. So the fact that you did not honor T's wishes by inviting this gutter snipe to this event is ridiculous. Now y'all in the comments can say, well, I mean, it's they're working. This is what they're supposed to do. They're working. Okay, so if they were working and all the cast members are supposed to be there, then how come it was okay for Heavenly not to invite Tess and Sweet Tea to Zachary's going away dinner party situation that they had at Heavenly and Damon's Lake House? Why was that okay for them not to come? But Simone can try to sabotage T's event by bringing Heavenly into the fold. And I thought that was just rude. And I feel like Simone wanted some smoke and wanted some bullshit to happen. So Heavenly hugs T, and T is like, okay, like, bitch, why is you here? So Heavenly is like, well, can we talk? So they go and sit down, and so Heavenly, we are tired. You are the apologizer at this point. You apologize every 10, 15 minutes, and then 20 seconds later you back to saying your mama this, your mama that, talking about somebody's marriage, and just, you're like a gutter snipe. You're rude, you're trifling, you're vile, you're vindictive, you're shady, you're shisty, you're conniving, you're cunning, you're crafty, you're shifty. There's nothing good about you. And again, Heavenly does not have a storyline. The other ladies and her attacking them, that is her storyline. When y'all think about it, Heavenly brings no nutritional value to this show. She brings us nothing but empty calories. And yeah, in the beginning with the shits and giggles, it was fun, but it's like, we've seen the other women at their lowest low, their weakest. We've seen marriages almost fall apart. We've watched Quad and Dr. G go through their domestic situation. We've watched Jackie be embarrassed by Curtis and his extracurricular activities. We've watched Jean and Toya struggle with their tax issues. We watched Contessa and Scott go through their shit. We have not seen Heavenly do anything except for make it seem like she's married to the perfect guy when allegedly there are two little mixed twins running around Atlanta sharing Heavenly's last name. We cannot confirm nor deny that, but that is word on the curb. So my thing is, Heavenly, again, it's time for you to shit or get off the pot. You're not bringing anything to this show. In my opinion, you are dragging this show down to the gutter where you reside. So Heavenly comes up with this bullshit apology, and so T again. And my thing is like, sometimes it's like you want to get past the point where you feel like you have to be the bigger person. In 2025, I'm at that place where I'm like, nah, fuck that, nah, nah. I can't continue to allowing people to cross me and me to sit back and take that shit. Absolutely not. But T was a better one than me in this moment. So she's just like, okay, with Heavenly, I guess I'm going to have to learn how to be the bigger person. So Heavenly apologizes. And so you can feel Heavenly picking and prodding at T. And basically talking about, well, your energy is off, or your energy is this, and your energy is that. So then Dr. Mimi slides over to the couch where Simone has slid in on Heavenly's side and just trying to calm things down. So Dr. Mimi comes in with a cool, calming, attitude that she's trying to bring this positive vibe over here. And so Heavenly, again, the gaslighting, the nitpicking, also Simone, the gaslighting and the nitpicking. And so Heavenly is trying to, well, I mean, I'm not trying to spoil your event. I'm trying to be here. I'm trying to bury the hatchet. I don't have no issue with you. I don't have no problem with you. Da 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 da. So then T is basically like, well, why did you come? You can leave. Bye. And I was with that smoke because Heavenly, you and Simone are not going to sit here and gaslight me and make me think that I'm the crazy one. So the situation between them starts to rah 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 rah. Dr. Mimi is like, Heavenly's like, well, they crazy this, crazy that, and Dr. Mimi's like, no, nobody's really crazy over here, and we're, the situation, we're all, we're gonna work it out, we're gonna smooth it out. Dr. Mimi is giving me Sinclair James vibes. Woo 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 woo. And so Heavenly looks at her like, well, you crazy to think that this ain't a crazy situation and we ain't some crazy, pretty much, this is me paraphrasing, but we ain't some crazy bitches. So Toya comes in, they laugh it off, they de-escalate the situation before it turns into the hood shit that we see at every episode. So Sweet Tea walks away, and thankfully her event is not ruined with that little moment coming from Heavenly and Simone to try to sabotage. So that scene ends with T's event being a success and making, a few matches. So I thought that was pretty cool. Another scene that I didn't really like was watching the Mean Girls, Dr. Jackie, Simone, Heavenly, and Quad, you know, talk about the Med Gala and the money that was not raised. So, come to find out, Jackie has a forensics accounting meeting where they are trying to acquire the funds to see what's really good, to see what is really owed, and how they're going to help for Kira's charity, how the hell they're going to help that and how they're going to get these funds paid. So come to find out that the fly attorney that had who bid $4,000 on a date with Phaedra, he reneged like, nah, stop payment on the check. So he got his 4 grand back. He wanted his $4,000 back because he like, nah, been there, done that with Faye. So that 4 grand, mind you, Phaedra already owed the 47,000 to meet their $100,000 budget, which is what they said. We're going to raise $100,000 for this event, when they probably should have said that they were going to do about 15,000. And again, another question: if all these doctors that y'all have called together in the upper crust of the Atlanta medical scene, why come y'all couldn't raise $100,000. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, with all these labels that y'all wearing, these homes, big fancy homes you're living in, these practices that you guys are stunting, basically saying that they're multi-million dollar, you know, y'all making millions and millions of dollars. Why couldn't y'all raise $100,000 then? But I digress. So as they're counting, come to find out that 4 grand plus the other money that Phaedra said that she was going to pay to make that $100,000 mark. They basically, Phaedra, you owe Dr. Jackie between $50,000 to $52,000 to meet your financial obligation. So you give Kira's husband that good check. So of course they sit there and they're making fun of Phaedra, and Simone does this little bit where she's Phaedra, Jackie, call me, I'm Phaedra, where she is acting like she is so important because the ladies say that Phaedra, she's supposed to be the plug. She's so important. She's a jet setter. She's here, she's there, she's everywhere. So I just really thought that was just the mean girls being extra mean. And Quad, you are just so happy and was salivating to be back into the fold, which I really thought was like, it was whack. Uh, what else happened this episode? I mean, that's pretty much it. The episode ends with the ladies at Toya's place, and they are talking about the baby shower for the bag. What you call the bag? Stormy. So that's pretty much it, y'all. Oh, before I get out of here, I need to go back. So, what I didn't like was when Heavenly arrived, she made pleasantries with Sweet Tea, and come to find out that after the speed dating event, they went out to had a little after party, and Heavenly had an opportunity to sit down and talk with Dr. G and Sweet Tea and somewhat bury the hatchet. Now, mind you, she's saying that she and T for now are cool, which we know for now are cool. But the fact that she's saying that her issues with Contessa, are a little bit deeper. So my thing is, why is it so hard for you, Heavenly, to apologize for sticking your rusty, dusty, crusty foot in your mouth and saying yo mama to a woman that you once considered a good friend? Again, bravo. Heavenly is the problem in this friend group. And friends like Simone and Jackie, who continue to allow her to gaslight and be an asshole to the other women, is becoming troubling to me and to a lot of viewers. It's not giving what it's supposed to give. And for Heavenly, for you to be a prominent dentist in the Atlanta community, you are giving black women doctors a bad name. You looking like a whole ass clown. You're a court jester. As you continue to just gaslight these women, you talked about infertility. You talking, calling women's husbands abusive. Talking about these marriages where you're putting your marriage up on this high ass pedestal. It's just, I feel like Heavenly is most definitely one of the people that needs to leave. And if she does not give anything, she's if she continues to ride on the coattails of the other ladies here, it it's gonna become more and more just annoying and more tiresome, because we can only hear yo mama this, yo mama that so much before we get to be sick of her. I know I'm sick of her, so I'm quite sure there are few people out here in the atmosphere who are sick and tired of her shady, shitty shenanigans. So that was it this episode, y'all. Like I said, I wasn't gonna hold y'all long. Really wasn't much to really talk about. So y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. Are y'all sick of Heavenly and Simone's bullshit? I'm sick of the bullshit. I'm sick of Simone trying to normalize Heavenly's asshole behavior and is expecting all the other ladies to get over it, move past it. Simone, now if Heavenly had really wronged you in those ways, like like she had when she was the root cause of you and Jackie not speaking for a while because you were jealous, and you also said that Jackie was upholding Heavenly. Let's not forget. All right. So, Petty Bunch, thank you for holding me down. Thank you for being part of the Petty Bunch. Make sure you continue to like, share, and subscribe. And until the next episode, y'all, I'm out.